My wife. Look at this, dude. I got that motherfucking thing on me. What is up, flippers, dippers, and simple tippers? Thanks for sitting down at the Messy Desk with me this week. Today, before I say a goddamn thing, I want to tell you that my Patreon, getting a whole revamp, man. I'm doing all kinds of new shit over there, okay? I'm sending all my Octatrack project files there. If I do a video about my own music and I'm using an Octatrack project file, it's going right up there on the Patreon. And you can have it. You can do whatever you want with it. I don't care what it is. If you want to remix it, remix it. If you want to pretend it's yours and pass it off as your own, I don't know why you do that. You should probably do that with someone who's better at music. Why are you stealing from someone who's so mediocre? These are questions only you can answer. Bottom line is, you can do whatever the hell you want with it. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be cool. I hope you'll enjoy it. Another thing I'm going to be doing is uploading in progress videos. So if I'm doing a video where I'm sampling Kanye West's Moon, for example, I'll upload the entire process video. If I'm just making music on my own and I'm bored, I will record it and upload that to Patreon. I don't know, man. It's just extra stuff for the people that for some reason see fit to pay me actual physical American dollars and sometimes Canadian dollars and sometimes euros. It all becomes American dollars when it gets into my bank account. And that's what matters. So anyway, go be one of those people, I guess, if any of that sounds interesting to you. I don't know. If you're already patrons, you have it and you love it and you'll stick around forever. You will stick around forever. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about today's video. I got to issue a disclaimer here. This is a beginner video. Okay, so don't comment down below, "This is fucking simple, dude. I already know that. I've been jerking off on my Octatrack for 8 years, okay? I'm fucking experienced and you're stupid and ugly." I know these things, okay? I know that. But here's the thing, and this is what's great. It's kind of an unattackable position here. I didn't know this for a long time on the Octatrack. Or maybe I knew it, but I didn't act on it. And so if I was stupid enough to not act on it, surely some of my viewers out there are also, like me, kind of dumb, kind of lazy, kind of sleepy, and they didn't know that you should do this or that, avenues to do this. So anyway, enough clickbaity ambiguity. Let's just talk about what it is. I have a project here from a student of mine, actually. We send projects back and forth, and it helps me kind of see what my students are thinking, what they're doing, and I can fuck up their beautiful work as an example and kind of show them a process that I had in mind for their stuff. This is from a student named Joe, and Joe actually puts me in kind of a quandary in that he's pretty good with the Octatrack. So when he sends me projects, I kind of have to look for things really hard to critique or to give feedback on. So he sent me this project, and something I noticed is that in it, there's a drum break. And if we look at just the raw waveform there, the raw sausage, the raw sauce, if you will, it's just a standard drum loop, and it kind of just plays straight through for most of the track. And so I'll go ahead and play it here, the project as a whole, and you can hear kind of what he's working with. So let me play that. Right? It's really groovy. It's fun. I like it. But because the drum pattern stays like that for the entire project, it gets a little bland. It gets a little boring. It gets a little predictable. And this is something that I did a lot and still kind of do and have to push myself to not do. If you're like me and you're very bad at programming drums, using drum loops can be a really easy way to get a placeholder idea in while you work around the stuff you actually enjoy doing. Unfortunately, if you're like me and you're lazy and you're sleepy, you may just leave it like that and not do anything else. You'll just leave the drum loop as it is and just leave it and say, hey, that's good, whatever. I don't think there's anything wrong with that necessarily, because who gives a shit, right? Music is music is music. Everything's been done before. I don't believe in the idea that you're cheating if you use loops. I think that's really stupid. But I do think you're cheating yourself out of having a little bit more fun with your music in a way that is a little bit more similar to the things you may enjoy. So I really can't recommend enough slicing your drum breaks. This scared me for a while because I was like, what if the rhythms are weird and I don't know what to do and I'm scared? Don't worry about it, because you can get into all kinds of happy accidents, which is the only way that I know how to make good music, is just blindly stubbing my toe on things and then realizing like, oh, hey, this doesn't sound too bad. So what I did was I sliced Joe's break up into 32 slices. And what this allows me to do is just have a little bit more flexibility. And because they're 32 slices, the slices are a little more fine. It's kind of a long break. And so I can do stuff like this, like... stuff like that. It basically just allows you to syncopate a little bit. So let me show you what it sounds like after I did all the slicing and fancy wancy stuff. And then we can talk about what exactly is going on. So let's just listen. Okay, so that's a little more interesting, right? It's not to say that the first pattern was bad, because obviously it's not. It's a perfectly serviceable, nice pattern to listen to. But if we're carrying on this track for 4 minutes, that's going to get a little grating to listen to over and over. This kind of gives the listener something new to chew on and is a little unexpected. A little bit of unexpected stuff is great for a listener because whether you know it or not, subconsciously you're filling in blanks as you're listening to a song, right? You've definitely heard a song before and thought, oh, I know where this is going. And oftentimes it does. And that's a little bit of satisfaction there because you're like, oh, I'm so smart, I listen to so much music. But when it surprises you, when it goes somewhere you don't think it'll go, that's even better because it's like, oh, whoa, I didn't know you could do that, or I wasn't expecting that. And that's kind of what the aim is here. Anyway, so all I did was I sliced it up and I just played those slices 1 and 2 like that. And what I love to do with drums, as you know, if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, is I love to reverse drums. So what I did was I have the normal break, and then I have this little baby. Ooh, I love reversed audio. It sounds really fantastic, especially with drums, because it gives you this natural kind of swoop into the next snare. So let's listen to that by itself really quick. Yeah. And as it goes through, you can hear that there's quite a bit of filter modulation, and that's what all these trigless trigs are, trigless locks rather. I just went ahead and hit record and started messing with the filter and the cue, so you can see that the bass and whatnot are all over the place. The bass is all over the place. It rhymes, so you know it's true. So yeah, what it does is it just makes the pattern a little more dynamic, makes it a little more interesting, and again, maybe catches the listener off guard. Maybe they weren't expecting the drums to do that, and that's great. That's what we want to do. So initially I was just going to end my video there. Really simple. Don't just leave your drum breaks as they are. Slice them up. Do something different with them. But Joe and I were talking, and I mentioned that you can do this thing on the Octatrack, which is very fun, which is if you go into the audio editor and you go to your slice menu here, you can click yes. You can create random locks. It's worth noting, you'll start up here. You need to go down to find it. Create random locks or create linear locks. And so what linear locks do is if you lay the slices out with enough space, with equal division, basically, it'll just assign each trigger slice 1, slice 2, slice 3, slice 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until the break is done. So it'll just play through as you would expect, like this. Right? We get it. What random locks will do is exactly what you would think. It just gives them random triggers. And while you might think you don't want that with drums necessarily, that's going to make shit really difficult and complicated, and it's not going to make your rhythm make sense, and I'm really scared. And why are you doing this to me? Dude, I pay you video every month, and you fucking do this shit to me, man. And listen. Relax. I feel the same way, okay? I'm tired and stressed. I'm on the verge of tears. We've done how many loads of laundry in the past couple days?
Our kid had an allergic reaction.
Our kid had an allergic reaction to laundry. Our kid had an allergic reaction to clothes, which is not a thing I knew that could happen, but it is. It is super fun to deal with. So listen, I'm with you, okay? I'm right there with you. Don't worry about it. I'm here to help you. I am your rock. This is a parasocial relationship. You think you know me. You don't, but you love me. And that's cool because it's good for my ego and shit. Let's look at what I did on a different pattern. So while Joe and I were talking, I made some random locks just as an illustrative purpose, and it actually stumbled me into a really fun, different rhythm with this. So we have this boom-to kata, boom-to kata, boom-to kata, kind of, the only way I can describe it is like old man drums. And this is not a dig at Joe, who is an older man. It's just that when I grew up, my dad would listen to music, and he would always air drum And this is a very my dad kind of drum beat. I'll just leave it at that. This is going to be relatable to nobody. I don't know that I'll leave it in the video, but I probably will. Who's watching anyway? Who cares? Do you care? Do you have dad things you want to tell me in the comments? Don't do that. Leave that shit at home or talk to your therapist about it. Anyway, I stumbled into this little halftime kind of feel. So let's listen. Something you can do here, maybe, is filter this out. And that could be like a kind of breakdown-ish sort of space. And then you could just go back to your normal drum shit. You're going to need another part to do that, or you're going to need to just automate it here. Regardless, I thought that was really fun. So yeah, that's kind of the benefit of random locks, is it will take you to a place that you maybe aren't expecting because it's completely random. And then you can kind of rein it in, because it wasn't perfect when I did that. It had, too many snares in a row or too many kicks in a row. So I can just manually fix that. So use randomness as a way to have a jumping off point, and then you can just kind of move from there. Similarly, Joe had the idea that he wanted to kind of transition this drum break into a 4 on the floor sort of thing. And it's very easy to do that. All you got to do, just take this first slice here, copy it, paste it, copy, paste, paste, paste. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring the hold and the release time down. There you go. It's 4 on the floor now, baby. You can kind of get funky. Yeah, so that's it really. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this is very much a video aimed at me like 2 years ago. Even me like today. Don't just leave a drum break as it is. I mean, you can, whatever, who cares? Do whatever that makes you happy, but try to take yourself further. Try to push yourself. Because even if you think I'm bad at drums, I can't program drums, I'm a failure, and my family's disappointed in me, you're probably only half right there, and you're probably okay at drums. So just let yourself slice the drums, okay? Fuck around, let happy accidents happen, stumble into the good things in your life like you always do, and you'll be better for it. And you'll have more fun, and you'll thank me, and you'll be indebted to me, and I will owe you nothing except a kiss. That's going to do it for me this week. I want to thank Joe so much for letting me share this project with you all. If you're a student of mine and you want me to share your projects, you can tell me that, I guess. If you want to take lessons with me, there's a link right down there. You can fill out a form, and maybe I'll choose you. Yeah, that's right. I choose you. Is that a Pokemon thing?
Yes.
Who's that student? Maybe it's you. I don't know, man. It's a weird energy. It's like 7:30 in the morning. I had to wake up early to film this video because I don't got any fucking time because my kid's allergic to clothes. But it's all good. Once again, thank you for Joe for letting me share this project. For future videos, I'm going to be uploading the project files from the aux track, as I mentioned. I'm going to start doing that for old projects pretty soon, I think. Just kind of something to do when I'm bored. So yeah, patrons, you can have those. You can download them and you do whatever you want with them. And if you do end up using them, send that my way. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that people are using the stuff that I'm chucking into the Patreon bucket. Yeah, that's going to do it from this week. I will be back next week with another video. Maybe it'll be about a super secret advanced technique to satisfy people in my comments that are probably very upset that this video was #basic. But probably not. Probably just vibe. Probably just make some music, hang out with you guys, and take a nap at the end of the day. Sounds like a good plan. But anyway, I really got to get out of here. I've been talking too long. I think I'm being annoying, and my head hurts. So, without further wasting of any time, I'm Daniel. This is The Messy Desk, and I love you more than I love Tide's Ultra Gentle Laundry Detergent caressing my baby boy's skin. I'll see you next week.